everyone. Well, we certainly had some beautiful weather over the weekend. I hope everyone was pleased. But it does look like it's going to be clouding up a little bit over the next few days. Let's take a look right now at those Williston currents. The temperature right now stands at 58 degrees. The sky is mostly cloudy. The wind is south at 5. The barometer is 29.85 and steady, and that indicates a little bit of a low pressure system, thus the clouds. The humidity right now is 67 degrees. Again, it's getting hazy. Today's high was 75 earlier in the afternoon, and the low was this morning around 52 degrees. The record high was 85 in 1967, and the record low was a cold 13 degrees in 1907. Precipitation, of course, there was none in the Williston area. For the Montana current conditions in Sydney, it's 62 and clear. Glasgow, mostly clear and 66 degrees. Havre has partly cloudy skies and 68 degrees. And Miles City, mostly clear and 65. The Canadian currents right now, it's partly cloudy through all three towns. Saskatoon has a reading of 16 degrees, Estevan 16 degrees, and Regina a little bit warmer with 17 degrees. For North Dakota towns, Minot is partly cloudy and 59 degrees. Dickinson is mostly clear and 58. Bismarck is partly cloudy, 57 degrees. And Fargo has the warmest temperature for the state with a reading of 60 degrees. Well, like I said, it did cloud up through the four-state region, but it especially clouded up through the whole nation. Let's take a look at that map. In New York, it was 63 degrees with fair skies, one of the few areas that did have fair skies through the United States. A reading of 76 in Washington, D.C. Again, these temperatures are dropping as compared to what they were 2 and 3 days ago. Moving further south, west, Atlanta, Georgia had a reading of 57 with rain. And the warmest area today was in Miami with a reading of 68 degrees, and it was partly cloudy. Here come those clouds. Moving further up in the nation, we see that there were fair skies in Chicago, a reading of 74 degrees, and down in Louisiana, Mardi Gras country, we have a reading of 88 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Looking further into Texas, we have 62 degrees, Dallas-Fort Worth, partly cloudy skies. And with those skies, again, they got the rain. You remember last week they had a little bit of flooding with a lot of rain. Well, they're still getting the rain. It was hazy in Kansas City with a reading of 65 degrees. And moving further west, we did get a little bit more fair skies, 75 in Denver, Colorado, and further west in Salt Lake City, 66 degrees. Again, these temperatures are cooler than what we were getting last week, but then I guess fall's here and winter's on its way. It was hazy skies in Los Angeles, 69 degrees, and further upstate, way up in the northern part of the country, the reading was 60 degrees, a little bit warmer than what they had last week as opposed to the opposite temperatures for the rest of the nation. Seattle had a reading of 60 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and some rain in the western, far western part of the state. But what about us? Well, for the four-state region of Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota, there were two different things going on. Let's take a closer look. Here in Montana, the western part of the state especially, there was a high pressure system, as you know.